We're getting the final Warframe dev stream this Friday, everybody. That'll be the final stream going over the rest of the old piece Warframe update. But until then, we already know a good handful of things that you might need to do in order to prep this update if you haven't actually caught up on all of Warframe, of course. And the very first thing I'd like to talk about is main questing. As you all know, it's pretty important to get caught up on all of your quests. So in order to actually play this newest quest, you'll have to be fully caught up to Warframe 1999 essentially. And that is this latest Warframe update. I'm like, I can't remember fully where to, there it is, Codex, where to find quests and codex in here. But if you take a look at the Warframe, you'll just have to make sure you've gone through your entire game because, again, this latest Warframe, the old peace update, is an endgame update. So I do believe it takes place right after Warframe 1999, the Hex, and Lotus Eaters and everything. So make sure you just catch up to everything here. Do your Lotus Eaters, run your Hex, finish 1999, do all your side quests. I'm assuming like the direct prerequisite obviously is going to be the Hex quest, but hey, make sure you run that because that's obviously what you need to do in order to actually play the old piece. So pretty normal, pretty understandable stuff there. The next thing that's happening is we are getting a brand new Warframe, Uriel. Whenever there's a new Warframe, of course, if you want to farm it, you have to make sure you're done your main quest line. But more importantly, if you are going to farm up and build up your new Warframe, you need to make sure you have all of the resources to actually build a new Warframe. So if you haven't already, make sure you have all of your arcane adapter shenanigans ready to go for the new Warframe. Any new arcanes you want to farm up for it, make sure you're good to go there. Make sure you have a good chunk of Exilist Warframe adapters. Well, you only need one, right? For Uriel, if you do plan to build them out there. You'll also want to make sure you have at least one Orokin reactor. Easiest way to get an Orokin reactor these days, in my opinion, is spending extra Nightwave credits to get one. But if you are lower on stock, you'll just have to like look around to see where some are available. Akrathis shop, sometimes like Teshin, things like that, where they're like one-off one shops where there's sometimes available. I can't remember if Teshin actually brings a reactor though. I'm just kind of saying Teshin because I know Akrathis brings a lot of them. Either way, just make sure you're good to go. You have at least like 2, 3, 4 Forma if you want to build them. You have your focus lenses ready to go, but we'll talk about focus lenses a little bit later. Because those are going to be a little different. So that's all you'll really need for Uriel. You just need to make sure you're ready to build him there and you have another Warframe slot ready to go so that like it's not going to hit you with the, oh, hey, you're out of slots. So if you do need to, remember to go to the market to purchase like a Warframe slot if you need to. Or a weapon slot if you need to at that, right? Warframe slot's only 20 platinum, you can always trade for that, so pretty normal there. With the new Warframe coming, there's also going to be new weapons. Now, we know Uriel's weapon is going to be coming, we know Gyre Prime as well as Gyre Prime's weapons are coming. I should probably mention those as well, so new Warframes and weapons with both Uriel and Gyre Prime. So you might, if you plan to also build up Gyre Prime, double up your amount of slots and reactors, but if you want to build a lot of Warframe weapons with this new update, it's hard to say the exact amount of weapons that are coming. We know there's going to be at least like 1, 2, 3 with Gyre, Alternox, and Uriel and his weapons most likely, but we don't know what other side weapons they'll bring along with this. So usually you'll want to make sure you have way more weapon resources compared to Warframe resources, and what I mean by that is you're going to need a lot of Orokin Catalysts. I could max out like 25 weapons right there, and you're going to need a lot of these polarizations, along with a lot of primary arcane adapters. Okay, you're definitely going to need a lot of those. See, look at my Noko. Ah, good stuff. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as the Warframes. Make sure you have your stockpile of all of your things, right? You need your arcanes. You can get your melee, primary, secondary arc gun. I always thought it was kind of funny that there's no Warframe arcane adapter. But hey, that's fine. It's always just been a little funny because I know the Warframe weapons were an afterthought for the arcane, so that they added that. But hey, just remember to farm up any of your Warframe arcanes that you might want to throw on the new Warframes, or any of your weapon arcanes. And if you ever need reactors, they're in the market and in accompanying shops. Same with catalysts, they're in the market and accompanying shops. I have so many catalysts at this point that it's kind of crazy. And then for all of the weapon slots, they're like 2 for 12, so at least the value there is a little better. So yeah, remember, that's going to be technically a lot of what you need to prep for this new update if you want to make sure that you're like good to go to play some of the new stuff on launch. Other than that, we do actually have new skin content. There will be the new proto frames in Warframe. We have Harrow, we have Wisp, and we have Uriel, both with all 3 of them, I should say, with their proto frame skins. Uriel is Roth, I think, is the proto frame, or maybe Uriel is the proto frame. No, I think the Warframe's Uriel and the proto frame's Roth. And I can't remember anyone else's names, but you have Nun as Wisp, and then you have like kind of a Penance Bro as Harrow, another like priest, if you will, just whipping himself with his weapon. So we have some cool skins going on there. I'm not really mad, but the only thing you'll need to make sure there is that you have enough platinum if you want to buy those frames, as well as, or sorry, those proto frames, as well as you farmed up either Wisp or Harrow as a Warframe, okay? So if you do want any of those new skins, remember, you either need to have your Wisp or Wisp Prime ready to go, or you need to have your Harrow or Harrow Prime ready to go. And then Warframe skins are always purchasable in the market. All of the Proto Frame skins, you can always just search Proto Frame, and then you can see like, oh, the Gemini collection, or you can buy them one by one. So if we look at all of the, yeah, they're called Gemini skins, but they're Proto Frames. I know, I hate how many names they have for the same thing for some reason. So if you want to ever get the skins, remember, 275 platinum. It's looking like they've never really priced them differently, so if you want to get one of the bundles of the skins for the new ones, you might need more platinum, but think of it like that. 275 platinum per Wisp and 275 platinum per Harrow proto frame, so cool stuff there. Either way, the last thing I did want to talk about in Warframe is focus schools. With this latest Warframe update, each one of our focus schools is getting a new ability. I think for Yunaru, it's the big hammer that smashes the ground. And for the other one, we had the big slash. I think it was it Naramon? Was the big sword that slashed through the sky. So we do have some really, really big Warframe ultimate abilities coming with all of our focus schools, but that does mean that you will probably want to focus grind at least maybe 1 to 5 million. We don't know the exact cost or if they'll just give it to you, but I would recommend grinding out a little bit of focus. I'm just going to try to have 1 million focus on everything, but chances of that happening are pretty low because I still have to max those ones out. But either way, you do want to try to have some focus so that you're ready for the new focus school upgrades with those new ultimate abilities. Who knows if they're adding like multiple tabs here, like 1, 2, 3, or what they're fully planning to do with the focus trees, or if it's going to just be like a gimme where Xeneric maybe just has the ultimate right here and just unlock it for free. I assume it's gonna still cost like 1 million focus. Maybe it'll be 5 million focus. We do not have the total numbers yet, but we will go over that on the Friday dev stream recap video if there's anything else to know. Along with the update, we're also getting new game modes and, you know, other cool stuff like that. Operator, Drifter are getting visual rework enhancements, so make sure to fashion frame up your Operator and Drifter after the update. But for now, I think that's all that you really need to do to prep for the update. Nothing like too serious. Obviously, it's kind of the normal update stuff of like, hey, new Warframes, new weapons, new skins, and if you want any of that, just make sure you're ready to go for that. So it's pretty normal, I would say. There's nothing super specific that you have to prep for outside of obviously just being up to date with the game. So yeah, let me know if you have any specific tips or tricks that you can think of, or if you're ready to go for the update, not ready to go, if you're playing any other games. I've just been playing a lot of Where Winds Meet in between the Warframe updates, so yeah, a lot of good times and stuff like that. So let me know, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Come follow the Twitch. You can use Epic Games creator code Pupsker if you ever want to support the channel and buy anything on the Epic Games Store. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.